Welcome back to the New York Sports Exchange, episode number 102. Hey, YouTube, what's going on?
Finally. We
Finally.
promised
We
months
promised
and months ago.
Oh, yes. Remember when I said subscribe and like our videos on YouTube? This is why. This is why we're here. YouTube, we are online just for you guys, for the YouTube. Lot to discuss. Yankees and this first half in free fall. They fire their hitting coach. They get a new hitting coach. The Mets dropped 2 out of 3 in San Diego. New York baseball does not look good.
They needed to win that series so badly.
New York baseball is just not at. It's not looking good.
It's not in a good spot. It really isn't.
It's not looking good right now. We'll talk All-Star game. We'll talk Home Run Derby, All-Star game. Elias Diaz. Is that how you say it? Is it Elias or Elias?
I think so. I think it's Elias.
Elias Diaz. All right, that's what I'm going to call him.
I don't know. That's what we'll go on that because I don't know either.
Elias Diaz wins MVP. Hits a big home run. In other news, we will also talk some more baseball. Who's more likely? Who's more likely to make a run? Who's more likely to drop off? I know we kind of talked about that last week, but we'll be more sure.
Take a deeper dive, yeah.
We'll take a deeper dive into it. Summer League. Victor Wembanyama and Britney Spears. Is that are we? What do we think of that one? I feel like that one's just hilarious.
I know, and I feel like it got brushed off by the media so quickly. Like it was just something out of no, like came up for one day. If you saw it, you saw it. If you didn't, you didn't.
Random.
But yeah, it's random. It's so random. It's just so random.
Random beef out there.
He said he got like groped by her. What was it like?
So basically, I mean, we'll talk about it later when we get to Summer League. But basically, the moral of the story is no one got in trouble. I know charges were pressed, but they were eventually dropped because at the end of the day, the security guard was just doing his job. I feel like if he turned around and recognized that it was Britney Spears, he probably would have been like, "Yo, Britney Spears wants to say hello to you."
Yeah,
but I think
it is what it is.
It is what it is. Yeah, we'll take a deep dive into Summer League, see how the top draft picks did. In other hockey news, a big free agent signing, or more of a sign and trade?
Sign and trade.
Sign and trade.
Alex DeBrincat heading back home to Detroit, the hometown kid. So let's see what he can do there.
5 players from Michigan on the Red Wings.
A ton of guys. I think Larkin's from Michigan too. Yeah. See how this works out.
Eyes are playing.
I don't know if this makes them a playoff team, but we'll see.
We'll see. All right. So let's get started. Let's talk some Yankees baseball first because there is a lot to unpack, a lot to unravel. You lose 2 out of 3 to the Chicago Cubs. That's not good. That's not good at all.
Doesn't help me.
At the end of the day. It's not good. I think it's getting to a point where even like the broadcasters just don't care. Like Michael, like I went to the game on Friday. Probably one of the most uneventful baseball games I think I've ever went to in my life, and I saw Garrett Cole give up 6 runs in the first inning, and that was more eventful. And plus, Carlos Rodon is now in the rotation. He actually looked pretty good. They wasted a pretty good Carlos Rodon start. It's just that this offense is just non-existent. Saturday they get a good win. You know, Stanton's coming around a little bit, hitting 2 home runs, but then Sunday, was the big shit show. I think it was an even bigger shit show than Friday because there was just you have Domingo Germán, who pitched a perfect game this year. A perfect game. Hasn't been done since 2012. Pitched a perfect game. And you have him going 6 innings with like 80 pitches only because you want to have him end the first half on a high note and you bring in the bullpen and they choke it away. Gleyber Torres is making inexcusable errors at second base. Aaron Boone in the press conference, when he was basically asked how do you feel about Gleyber making all these errors? He's like, he hasn't made an outlandish number of errors. He's made 9 errors at second base. That's like the most out of any second baseman in the major leagues. And you're telling me
we're only halfway through. That's
one
a
half
lot.
of a season is not outlandish? Come on.
Especially, and I'm not knocking second baseman, but that's such an easy position. You don't have a
Yeah.
long throw. You don't have to cover too much ground. Everything stays in front of you. If it stays in front of you and the guy's running to first, he's out. Pretty much.
I don't understand. I don't understand. And then it got to the point, so they lose. I think they were up 3. Yeah, the Yankees were up 3. They were up 4-1. That error would have been a double play, inning over. Probably would have won the game and go into the first half on a high note. They tie the game. They eventually take the lead. Yankees lose. That's
And Chicago's
basically.
not a good team right
And,
now.
and the
That's
Cubs aren't a
just
good
they're
team.
not a
They're
good
down their
team.
best player. I know they have the hottest hitter in baseball right now in Cody Bellinger, but you have it's just not good. You're being shut out by a guy with a who
With a
came
six
into the
nine
game
ERA.
with a 6.9 ERA.
I think what is that the
And
worst of any starting pitcher
I
in the league?
loved Jameson Tyone as a Yankee, but I'm sorry, he's
You
fucking
get one hit.
terrible.
You get one
One
hit.
hit, and it was in like the second inning, and then you had the balls to go say in the press conference, "Yeah, we had some good at bats out there. You know, Volpe had some good hard hit balls. Higgy had some good at bats out there. You know, we just have to, turn those hard hit balls into some winning results. You aren't turning them into winning results. You aren't.
So figure it out. Switch something up.
So,
I,
and that's what they did, and that's exactly what they did. Because immediately after Sunday's game, Brian Cashman did something that he has never done ever.
a
That is the
midseason
first
fire,
That is the first mid-season firing Brian Cashman has made in his tenure as Yankees general manager.
which is
Dylan
a little
Lawson,
ridiculous. Like that's a
which
little
is
ridiculous.
his philosophy is you can't have such. He considers like one half of a year like a small sample size. Like you have to like evaluate the entire year, which I understand because there's always like the possibilities of turnarounds and shit like that. But it just got to a point where enough was enough. Where enough was enough, and they fired Dylan Lawson. And honestly, in my opinion, do you want to know? I think was the final straw, Tim?
What?
The chicken parm story.
Are you
I,
serious? You
I
really think that was it?
I think honestly, like I know Tim, you said that. I know you basically said that sometimes and you played baseball in high school. It's sometimes it's your buddy that can really help you out. Like, hey, you're doing this wrong when you used to do this. But at the same time, you that was high school, and I get that. Like, I'm not
This is your
expecting
job, but I'm just saying, yeah, this is this guy's job. You're paid to be the hitting coach. You're paid
you
to
are
be the
paid to be the
instructor.
hit. Like, all 3 hitting coaches didn't realize that even Volpe himself, like it took your number 2 prospect, a number 3 top 3 prospect in the organization to realize, hey, close your stance a little, close your stance a little bit more. You're a little bit more open. Like, how do you not? I'm sorry. How do you not recognize that? Like, and when the story
That's
came out, it was such like a good story. It was like yeah, fuck it,
but
Yankees,
the deeper,
Italian,
yeah,
yeah,
the
fuck
deeper
the
you dig
chicken
into it,
parm,
it's like
baby. But then the more you like realize it, you're like, how did they not notice this?
you can't. That
Like,
means they're just not watching at bats, and that's you got to figure something out. And I agree with the Fire. They cannot hit the ball right now. You got a third baseman batting
they can.
135.
Do you want to know this?
Like,
The big stat. This is
what?
concerning. DJ LeMahieu is third out of all qualified hitters on the Yankees with batting average. So they've played enough games to qualify for the batting title or whatever. Do you want to know what DJ LeMahieu's average is?
What is it?
220. He is third amongst all qualified hitters on the Yankees in batting
That's
average.
ridiculous. That's
That's
ridiculous.
it's insane.
And
That's like actually insane.
it's going to be a struggle. He may not come back if they're not in a playoff spot. So
They're not in the playoff spot right now. I mean,
yeah, and he said this is going to be a problem he might have to deal with his whole career. I mean, it's a toe thing for a big guy like that.
yeah.
Ugh,
I
I don't
don't.
know.
I
They got to
really
figure
don't
something
know.
out. They got to figure something
Yankees.
out quickly.
So they do end up hiring former major leaguer Sean Casey. He was a teammate of Aaron Boone's in Cincinnati from 1999 to 2003. Um, this obviously isn't a make or break hire. This definitely isn't gonna sway how the season
Yeah,
goes.
put him on a 22 win streak.
Yeah, but he definitely has more of a positive approach to things. He was a very high energy player from what I remember. Career 300 hitter, got on base a lot. I think this is much more simplified. I think it's because this almost reminds me of when the Colts hired Jeff Saturday. Like I feel like if it go it's more simplified though, not like,
Yeah,
yeah, we're
yeah.
tanking, let's just hire this franchise legend. This
No,
guy's
okay,
never played
yeah.
for the Yankees. But it's more like hey, if it goes well, you're a hero. If it goes bad, and if the hitting stays the same, you're only here for 2 months. Like, there's really like
it's
no.
it's kind of like a win-win for him at least. Like
Yeah.
he's been dealt some cards. It can't get any worse. It really can't get any worse hitting wise for them right now. So
Again,
it,
and I
if
mean,
there's any sort of improvement, I mean, a 5% batting average improvement is a win for him, and then that
yep,
might get him extended. So
yeah,
I'm interested to see what they're going to do. I wonder if they're going to make any changes. I don't
they
really know
have
what they're.
to. They
I
need
don't
another
really.
starter. That's for
I
sure. They
I
need
don't
another
really.
starter because you cannot afford to have Luis Severino thrown out there every fifth day. You can't. Like, that can't happen.
But they need bats too. And what do you give up for another starter? Like, what are you going to get in return? You're going to have to either trust these prospects and call them up, or you're going to have to gut the system a little bit. So I'm interested to
Uh,
see what they're going to do.
I really don't know. It's just I don't really understand how. I don't get it. I genuinely just don't get it. Like, I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do because there's a lot of guys available, but there's a lot of big guys available. Who knows if the Padres season goes south for these next 2 weeks, Soto could definitely be available. If they want a rental guy in left field, they could go get Cody Bellinger. They could go get
Tommy Pham.
yeah, that's who I was thinking of, Tommy Pham. Who knows? But changes have to be made, and honestly, I mean, it's a start, but it's definitely not going to make or break. It's definitely
This
not going to
doesn't
make or
turn.
break
This
the
doesn't
season.
turn the
It's
season
not going to
around.
turn unless it does somehow. But Yankees got honestly, they have an easy, not really an easy stretch of games, but very winnable games coming up. They open back up three at Colorado, three against the Angels, and then 3-game homestand against the Royals, 2 games against the Mets, and then the tougher part of the schedule comes back around when they have 3 at Baltimore, 3 home against Tampa, and then 4 home against Houston. So this is definitely this stretch of games for the next couple of weeks definitely needs to you know they need to play well. They need to play well, or
You need to
else
have a crazy winning record. I think it goes
that's
for
going to
both
happen.
teams. I mean, it's got to be almost single digit losses for this month, at least for
Yeah,
the Mets' sake. And it's tough saying that as my expectations and your expectations going into the season. Like this is
they were
not where I
high.
thought. Yeah, this is not where I thought this team would be for both of them. And now they're in a situation where they have to lose single digit games in July to maybe even have a chance. I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm
Well,
very disappointed.
At least the Yankees, it's just like I mean, like the division's very competitive. So, but the good news is there's an easy way to get back into the playoff spot. But the bad news is here the Red Sox are only a game behind. There's a chance the Yankees could be in last place
Yeah,
by
and when's the last time that happened?
when's the last. I think it happened this year. Honestly, I think they were like. I
Well, I mean,
remember they
Yankees
had like
finishing last. I'm just saying.
finishing last. Oh, I don't know when the last time that happened.
I mean, that's got to be forever ago.
I don't know, but on the Mets side of things, had to take at least 2 out of 3
And they didn't. They didn't
in
do
San
that.
Diego.
Oh, jeez. And I got the Peterson start. I understand that you're not going to win a game with a guy with Peterson versus Snell. You're not winning that matchup. But to
Yeah,
have Scherzer go out there, and then I was like, oh, maybe we squeak one by. They don't, and they disappoint me. They disappoint me time and time again. Um, I'm just curious to see where we go from here. They got a very tough series against the Dodgers, who are hot. Mookie Betts looks like an MVP, and it really doesn't get any easier after that. So I don't know what they're gonna do because they can't hit the ball, they can't pitch. They probably have the worst bullpen in baseball. When they have guys like Dominic Leone warming up, I'm like the game's over. You can't throw guys like that. They got who they got
Dominic
got
Leone.
from yeah, they got from Seattle. He his first relief appearance was terrible. The bullpen's atrocious. It's the worst I've ever seen it. You have to throw Peterson every game, and you can't do that because his arm's going to get shot. I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
see a light at the end of the tunnel. I really don't. This season might be a wash and one of the most disappointing of all time. With the highest payroll,
yeah.
a
I
team doesn't
mean,
even make the playoffs.
worst team money could buy. The worst
I
team
don't
money could
kind of
buy.
yeah.
That's the infamous book. But
I all we got to do is beat the
honestly,
Yankees. All I
coming
care
up,
about. That's all I care
coming up,
about.
coming up, coming up. Home run derby. I'll be honest. I think that last year's home run derby was very entertaining. This year's I was sort of kind of out of it.
It's
I
becoming
don't
the
know.
same thing over and over again. It's like the dunk
I don't.
contest.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Do I still was I still entertained by the home run derby? Yes. I just think that it needs to. I'll say this till the day I die until it happens. They need to go back to the outs format.
10
Keep the
outs.
bracket.
10
Keep
outs.
keep the bracket format good. I like the bracket, not like bottom two.
Yeah.
The bracket format's good. I like it. They have to get rid of the timer. I think they need to go back to outs because
If they go back to outs, they can go to teams, which I think would be sick. If they did teams
I
of
hated
two,
the teams. The teams
ugh,
sucked. I hated
I
the
don't
team
know.
format. I didn't like it.
I don't know. I'm kind of getting tired of the home run derby. It's the same guys every year, and that's not a knock. I mean, how many power hitters can you have in
I have how
baseball?
many home run hitters. Yeah,
But
but
it's
I
like
mean,
I'd like to see something new.
there's definitely like I think because it's just you can't follow the ball because every time a ball is in the air, they're getting the okay to pitch. So like
Yeah,
you're only like watch. It's so hard to
I know.
follow like how
Well, that
who has how many home
that
runs,
kid in
who has
the
this.
outfield catching Vladdy's followed that ball pretty well. He took
Oh my
115 to the
god,
mouth. How do you have like 112-year-olds in left field and you don't think anything bad's gonna happen? Like
it's
what?
hilarious.
He got smoked, that kid.
That was terrible. Oh
And you
my
know what?
god.
You know what the funny thing I thought was is that when he got smoked, they just like panned away. Like he just got
I
hit,
saw. I didn't even see him get hit. I just saw him laying on the ground, and I
and
was
they
like,
just like
"Oh my
panned out.
god,
I was like, what the hell? This kid just got rocked.
dude!" They need to have like some qualifications or
Yeah,
some
you
shit
you
like
can't
that
just
because
throw a
like
kid out there.
dude, major leaguers are hitting 115 miles an hour off the bat. You expect some fucking skinny 12-year-old to stick his glove out and be like, "I got
That's
it." No,
like
he's gonna get fucking
no,
level.
he's gonna get
What the hell
rocked.
do you think happened?
And it's dude, it's so condensed. Like kids are running into each other. It's
Yeah,
a mess
it's
out there.
not. It's a recipe for disaster. But I mean, there. I feel like it happens every year, though.
Yeah, every year someone's getting hurt.
Every year, someone's getting dinged. Like it's not.
They need to if they bring back the 10 outs, then it's
I like the.
fine.
I think they need to bring back the outs format because
I,
you can't follow what's going on.
I
Plus, because they're all trying to
41
get as many. They're trying to get as
41
many
home
home
runs.
runs.
How do I see
Yeah,
41 home runs? I can't see 41
yeah,
home runs. I see
exactly. How
maybe
do you see
15
40?
home
Yeah,
runs.
yeah. So that was awesome, though. I know you're Pete all the
I didn't
way,
care. It
Tim.
didn't really
That
matter.
was awesome.
I was sick.
That was insane.
I mean, his
41
balls were
home
juiced,
runs.
but it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're always juice.
Yeah.
I do want
Did
to
you see
give a
what Pete
mate.
did?
What did he do?
Signed all of his home run balls,
Oh
so
yeah, I
everyone was
did see
caught.
that. I did see
Class
that.
act
Yeah,
move.
class act. Good move by Pete. Good move. Um, I do want to give a major fuck you to Adolis Garcia's pitcher. He was like throwing him curveballs.
Dude,
Now
hit.
you know who I bet on. But like still, he was like throwing him fucking like
I would have
curveballs. I
I
was
would
like,
have
"What
thrown
do
the
you
house
do?"
on
Like
Rushman.
he was the worst BP pitcher I've ever seen.
I mean, Pete wasn't
Gabe
getting good
Joust
pitches
would have
either.
been so much better. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck.
The guy was
He
working
was. I
away
don't
on
know what the
Pete.
fuck is
Why is he
happening there.
working? He was working like middle away. I'm like, what is he doing?
Yeah, I don't fucking know. I
Julio's
don't
guy was great.
understand.
That's why he got 41. He got up and in every single time. It was the same spot. It was crazy.
Yeah, Tim's camera has. Well, not, oh, of course, when we go to YouTube, classic move for this podcast. The internet, Tim's internet is down.
I could see you. You just can't see me. I don't know.
I can't.
Maybe if I
Yeah,
do this.
I mean it's still going smoothly, but this is just ain't that a metaphor? Oh wait,
I don't know.
your screen's black. Usually,
What do you want me to
uh,
do? I can't
I
fix
don't
it.
know. Well, oh my god, this is hilarious. Um, but anyway, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. wins the home run derby after only having one home run at home, which is just hilarious. Um, All Star game. Garrett Cole starts the All Star game, and he he got lucky. Let's just say that he got lucky. He got very lucky.
I didn't even see the game. What happened?
So I think the three batters he faced were yes, Acuna, Freeman, and Betts. And he said to Rosenthal, he's like, I need to make sure I give Acuna like a pitch he can't hit because he's just gonna fucking rip on it. And second pitch of the at bat, he fucking like bombed one to right field, and Adolis Garcia like robbed the home run.
Oh my
That was the
god.
start. And then Freeman came up. He hit it opposite field. It kept on carrying and carrying and carrying. And then Arozarena jumped up and robbed it. I don't think it would have been a home run. It definitely would have went off the wall, but Arozarena made an insane play. So then Cole ended up having like a
Two
9 pitch first inning. Like it was,
immaculate inning.
yeah, yeah.
That's ridiculous. I
Yeah.
saw
I never
uh
get into. I always get into the home run derby. I never get into the All Star game.
I can't either. I mean, the NL hasn't won since 2012, but
They won. They won last night.
I know, but I'm saying like before
Oh,
that, they hadn't won since 2012. Like,
you're a big National League guy.
I mean, clearly, Luis
You're like,
Arias,
I'm
two
down
pitches, two
$500. I'm
singles.
betting the National League every fucking year.
Every year, I'm betting the fucking National League. Dude, I don't know how you lose for that many years. Like, that's
That's
ridiculous.
insane.
Whatever.
So I don't know. It's a fake game. It's a
Such a
game
shit
that used
game.
to.
It used to be important.
It used to be. It used to matter. But do you
Who
think they
gets
should bring that
home?
back? No.
Yeah, no, I thought it was really stupid at the time. Just because, like,
it was the stupidest rule ever.
they didn't take it seriously. But, like, back when they did really take it seriously and people were, like, charging the catcher and, like, they were, like, getting in brawls, like,
Pete
that
Rose.
really did. Yeah, like, that really did matter.
The catcher, yeah.
Now they do, like, what is it, like $1 million or something? I don't know.
I don't know. They do like. I don't think they even get an. Do they get an incentive for winning the All
If you
Star
win
game?
MVP, do you get a car? I think that's the NHL.
Yes. That's how it used to be. If you win All Star Game MVP, you get a car.
It's crazy, though. And, like, the NHL, like, getting a car is, like, so dope. You're not making, like, MLB money. You're like, holy shit, I just got a free car. Like, I'll take that.
Yeah. Any other All Star Game news?
I don't think so. I think crazy happened. A lot of Shohei talk. Teams trying to really get him recruited. I saw the Mets reporters were really going after him, asking him how he likes New York, him and Soto.
Oh, did you see that dorky Mariners reporter?
No, what'd he do?
He went up to Felix Bautista, who's the closer for the Orioles.
Mm-hmm.
And so I guess like the Orioles social media team called him King Felix.
Oh, you can't do that.
He like went up to Felix Bautista and was like, "Can you tell the Orioles social media team to stop calling you King Felix, even though there's only one King Felix?" And Felix Bautista, who like barely speaks English, was just like, "Okay, I don't know what you're talking about, but okay."
So that's so over the top. You can't. What are you going up to a guy telling him to tell the media team to stop calling you something?
Yeah, like you're a fucking loser. Get a life. Yeah, but
a
baseball. I mean, second half upon us, and Tim, I think I have a future bet to make.
Is it Braves winning the World Series?
No.
What is it?
It's no one winning the World Series. I think I was going to wait until after the. I mean, you can get it at even money. I was going to wait till after the National Series between the Texas Rangers and the Washington Nationals, and I did. I believe the Nationals took, if I'm not mistaken, the Nationals took 2 out of 3, meaning that the Texas Rangers have not won a series since June 15th against the White Sox. I believe that, I don't know when it was, but they're White Sox series. They have not won a series since when they played the White Sox, which was on June 19th, when they took 2 out of 3 against Chicago. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Houston Astros are winning the AL West.
Yeah, I kind of figured. I would pick that too. I mean, that roster's so stacked. How could it not win the AL West?
Yeah, I mean, and if you can get the Astros winning the division at even or plus money, that's just
even if it's like minus 100. Like even if it's at that,
like still, if you can get some profit off of that, not a bad look, not a bad look at all. Let's see. Any other? So we already talked deadline. I mean, this is really it for baseball.
It's a slow moving week. There's not really much going on.
Yeah, there's not really much to do here.
We'll talk. Why don't we just talk the DeBrincat trade real quick?
Yeah. And then we'll do summer league.
Yeah. So I mean, Alex DeBrincat finally gets moved after that hiatus of him either coming to New York or going back to the Red Wings
Sorry,
are.
Tim.
It's fine. He wouldn't really fit
Yeah,
well either.
I remember you saying you knew it wasn't going to happen, so I was like,
Yeah.
all right, he's not as upset.
Um.
I'm not going to
Yeah.
do
I
a
mean, he
troll.
he wasn't. Yeah. I don't really think he would fit anyway. It's kind of a weird
Yeah,
setup in New York, but he a sign and trade. So it was a conditional first round pick in 2024. Dominic Kubalik, Donovan Sebarango, and
like
a
a good
2024
player
fourth
too,
round pick.
Kubalik.
Yeah, it is. And they get to Brinkett on a 4-year contract at 7.87, which I think is a steal because in the right position and right situation, Alex DeBrinket's a 40-goal scorer. He had a
Oh yeah,
down year. He had a down year last year, so obviously teams are going to get him at a little bit cheaper of a price. The cap's going to go up, and you got him on a 4-year deal. So I think if cap goes up in the next 2 years, that 7.87 looks more like a 5.5, and now you got a 40-goal scorer on a very cheap contract. Could
yeah.
open up a lot of cap options for Detroit. They might be an interesting team to look out for in the next few years. I don't think this is the final piece of their puzzle to make a
It's
Stanley Cup
definitely a
run, or
start, though. It's
yeah,
definitely
it
one
is
of
a start.
you got Mo Sider, reigning well, not reigning Calder Trophy, but a former Calder Trophy winner in Mo Sider. They made a big splash in free agency last year, getting Andrew Kopp, getting a lot of these guys,
Lucas Raymond,
and
another young guy they have. They got
yeah,
a couple. They have a 6'7" guy from Slovakia who come in. I mean, they're a young team. Dylan Larkin's re-signed. They got a good top six.
that's what I was thinking of, Dylan Larkin.
It's interesting to see what goaltending situation is because I'm not really even sure who they have in net right now. I think it's Ville Husso.
Yeah,
Um,
I
I
think they
don't.
should trade for Hellebuck.
I think that'd be a huge jump for them. We'll see what happens. Yasman's got a plan, so
I just don't want
yeah, I know
the
you don't
Devils.
want
The
him.
Devils. I do
I
not want the
know.
Devils. If the Devils, I cannot deal with Elias Sorokin on the Islanders being just a vacuum against the Rangers, and I can't deal with Connor Hellebuck being a
Connor Hellebuck
vacuum for the
is the
Devils against the
Rangers'
Rangers.
kryptonite. He gets like 50 saves every time you play him.
That
You guys
game
just
was
can't
so.
beat Winnipeg.
I just have like a nightmare over a fucking random game in fucking February or March when
Like
Connor
60
Hellebuck
save.
had like 60 saves. I can't get over it.
He's a hell
He's
of a
just
goalie.
I know.
So
Speaking of the Rangers, Keandre Miller gets locked up 2 years, 3 million AAV.
3.87 or something
Yeah,
interesting
so
like that.
a lot of numbers ahead of that decimal point, but I feel like this is more.
Bridge deal.
I feel like this is kind of like the Heedle extension, where it's like, hey, we're in cap room hell right now. We can't
Hmm.
really pay you this much money, but wait a couple years when we have the money,
Yeah.
and we'll definitely pay you.
And he also, he also had a little bit of a down year last year. It
Yeah, he
was a
did have a.
little underwhelming from what people were expecting. But you got him on a bridge deal. It's pretty cheap for 2 years. You still got to bring back Loft. You got a lot of cap. You got more cap to work with now.
Yeah.
I like the contract. I think it
Now the
opens
whole
up again more
Tarasenko
space.
thing
Yeah.
is like insane.
I don't know what to deal with him. I heard he went to Ottawa to talk to them. I heard he was up in Canada looking at all those teams, the
Yeah, I
Canucks.
heard
So,
Ottawa too, but he apparently he wants to be a Ranger. He wants
oh,
to play aside.
I'm sure he just doesn't want to move again.
Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't be shocked. I mean, it seemed like he was loving it here. Like
Getting
that's
older
yeah, I don't know.
and
He's a CAA guy now. Leon
crazy. Like
Rose,
it's
get it
weird.
done.
Like
Get it
all
done,
those
Leon.
all those Russian guys really just love living in New York. So
They do.
we'll see.
I
We'll
don't
see
know
what
what it
happens.
is. I really don't know what it is. Moving on to Summer League.
Amani Bates has
Victor,
been balling.
yeah, he's been going off.
He's been
He's actually,
balling. What a steal for the Cavs. Guy can
yeah,
shoot the lights out. He looks like MPJ.
yeah. I haven't really watched much Summer League, but I So let's talk Wembanyama. So there was the Britney Spears drama. So for those we talked about it before, but for those who don't know, basically the Summer League in Vegas, Britney Spears recognized Victor Wembanyama and went up to go talk to him, and Spurs security thought that it was just a random fan trying to grab at Wembanyama. So the security guard put his arm to block Britney Spears from Wembanyama, but now we have to realize that Britney Spears is like 5'3", and Victor Wembanyama is a mammoth at 7'3". So when she went up to go to go tap him, she literally there's video. She literally had to like reach for the stars, and obviously the she was just short. If she were normal
Yeah,
size, she probably would have got blocked in the chest.
it was
And
just
that would have
blown
been
over
it.
proportion. It is what it is.
Well, yeah. And then the whole and then the first game, oof, did not go well.
No, it didn't. It was a poor
That,
shooting
that, that first
performance.
game did not go well.
2 for 9 from the field. I mean, the blocks are really what kind of kept it going. 5 blocks. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And if you could do that consistently, that's a
Mm-hmm.
crazy number. So yeah, it wasn't a great first game, but he bounced back in the second game.
Yeah,
You
second
know.
game he had a very good game.
So I
There
people were calling him a bust way too early. I mean, Brandon Miller had two of the worst summer league starts I've ever seen, with like 15 combined fouls in 2 games, and
he
now he's
went
starting to
off
heat up.
yesterday.
Yeah.
He's starting to heat
So
up. This is Yeah, we're just really waiting for it. Up, they introduced all the new teams in the Big 12, and now it's just very weird. It's so weird seeing all these new teams. Ugh, God, Central Florida,
fire.
BYU, Cincinnati, and Houston. That's like so. That's gonna be so weird for basketball.
I know.
Yeah, Kansas traveling to Provo, Utah.
Provo, Utah.
Like that's like I just find it so funny.
I
I
mean,
find it
it's
hilarious.
yeah,
I
it's pretty
find it pretty
stupid.
funny. Um, let's. I'm going to talk about some UFC real quick because that was one of the best cards of the year, and I made a lot of money off of it, and that's what's gonna spark me to talk about it. Very
You
good
made
pay
a
per
lot
view.
of money off it.
Very good pay per view. Great main card. Great undercard as well. Robbie Lawler, one of the best UFC fighters of all time, in his retirement fight with a insane knockout like 30 seconds into the first round. What a great way to end his career. In the middleweight division on the main card, Dricus Duplessis, I hope I'm saying that right, South African, uh,
I can't
knocked
help
out
you.
Rob. I had his money line plus 275, and he knocked out Robert Whitaker. That was amazing, insane. Adesanya confronted him in the octagon. It was pretty cool. Then new champion in the flyweight division, Alejandro Pantoja, took down Brandon Moreno. Also had his money line at plus 175. It was I was on fire. And then I had
You're happy about this card just because you won a ton of money.
yes. And then Alexander Volkanovski, greatest featherweight of all time in my opinion, took down Yair Rodriguez, third round TKO. Overall, good card. Pretty good card. Do you know what's UFC is going to the Garden in November? I don't know if you've heard, Tim. Do you know who the main event's going to be?
No,
John Jones, Stipe
really.
Miocic for the heavyweight title, November 11th.
John Jones is a maniac,
John Jones is literally insane.
like
That that
actually
man
insane.
that man is ridiculous. That man's actually insane. I'm trying to think of
I don't,
anything else
we got our
unless
redraft.
we do have to redraft. I completely forgot about that. We've been like holding that off for like a month.
I have it. I did it.
All right, you
So
did it great. Um, oh, Bob Huggins. The
yeah,
story
okay.
the
What
story
the
just
hell?
gets so much more upsetting.
He's
I
losing it
mean,
right now, and I feel bad.
he's basically claiming that he never resigned, even though he like sent a letter that he did resign, and it's just not a good
It's not a good
look.
look.
It's not a good
He
look
should have
for
just
him.
left it where it was.
Yeah, he's claiming that he went to a world class rehab facility, which, good for him, but I don't think that's really enough to get you your job back. Plus, they already named an interim. Plus, I'll give him credit because the guys that Bob Huggins did get from the transfer portal to bring back um, stayed because of who the interim head coach is. So, I West Virginia's still going to be good. I think they're still going to be that tenacious defensive team that they're always hyped up to be. But yeah, sad to see such a legend in the game go like this.
It's
It's
just
just
honestly just like upsetting the way it's turning out right now. It's like a
yeah,
movie.
yeah. He's basically like threatening to sue. Basically, give me my
But
job back,
sue
or else
what?
I'm
Like
going to
what
sue.
grounds do you have that on? Like, you
Yeah,
criminal
like
charge.
first off, he was suspended for the first 3 games of the season for making a homophobic remark on Cincinnati radio, and then he has this when he literally drove from Columbus to Pittsburgh, shit faced.
Dude, like it's like I'm Marcelo Zuna on the
I was
Atlanta
doing it from
Braves.
the Braves.
I
I
was
was
doing it
doing
for
it
the
from the
Braves.
Braves.
I don't give
I
a
was doing it
fuck.
from Yeah, I don't understand. I want to talk some football. So we promised some football talk. Let's start off right now. The Jets getting hard knocks.
It's going to be interesting because they've made it very clear they do not want to participate. So
Yeah,
I'm
I don't know how they're
I'm
gonna. I don't know
interested.
how they're gonna attack this.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how this is going to work out. It's probably going to be a lot more
I feel
deflating
like
than
it's
people think,
yeah, because I feel like they're gonna be expecting like
and it's not going to be a Rex
Aaron.
Ryan type thing.
Yeah, they're no. I feel like they're gonna be expecting like Aaron and Sauce and Garrett Wilson and all of them. When really, I think it's just gonna mainly focus on Zach Wilson because that's just like a
Yeah,
good story that
that's where they're at
top
right now.
draft pick turns to backup quarterback.
But you know what? I like how they're standing their ground, saying they don't want to because I mean this is now a team led by future first ballot Hall of Famer,
It's
guys
great
won
veteran leadership too.
great veteran leadership, multiple MVPs. I mean this team is he's running out of time. This team's all business right now. They think they have it in their head and they're focused on winning, not really hard knocks. And I like that approach. I really like what they're
Yeah,
doing. But
because I think the only time that like because well back then when Hard Knocks was first introduced, it wasn't like meant to be a team. It wasn't meant to follow a team that was just like terrible. Because I think the first season of Hard Knocks they followed the 2001 Ravens after they won the Super Bowl. So that team was loaded. Shannon Sharp, Ray Lewis, Tony Siragusa. They followed all those guys, and it was pretty entertaining. But then now it sort of turned into this like
I
sort
can't
of
even remember when it did though, because you look back, I mean, maybe when they went to the Browns, because when you look at they did the Jets in '09, right
yeah, they
after
weren't that bad. Yeah, once they went to the Browns, it sort of just like turned into like
it's
yeah, if you're fucking terrible, you're going on Hard Knocks. Props
maybe
to the Giants. Props to the Giants for never going on Hard Knocks. I think they'll be the only team in NFL history to never go on Hard Knocks.
it's league mandated actually, from
No,
what
but
I heard.
it's not league mandated. I
Uh,
think it's
I was. That's
no
why the Jets are
no the
stuck doing it.
company no HBO chooses who they pick, and they've just never picked it because basically you have to like agree to it. I think what's league mandated is you have to like comply with them and be like, okay, like this is what we're doing. Like you have to listen to the producers and all those guys. I because every time John Mara is like, we will never do Hard Knocks for as long as I am owner of this team, and I'm fine with it. Like it's not like there's.
No, I get
I
it. I
mean,
mean, I don't want to see the Jets do
yeah,
it this year either.
yeah,
I'd
but I
rather the
mean, I
Jets not
feel
do
like
it.
it's definitely not going to be a Rex Ryan
No, let's
type
get a goddamn snack. It's not guys eating McDonald's on the
McDonald.
field.
Yeah, it's also that quarterback documentary came out today. I cannot wait to watch that.
Yeah, so this is I think I'm right. The league can force a team to do hard knocks if they meet a certain criteria. So if the team has been on the show in the past 10 years, has a first year head coach, or made the playoffs in either of the past two seasons, they're deemed exempt unless in rare circumstances they can put themselves forward. So
Oh,
the
okay.
Jets don't have a first head coach. They haven't been to the playoffs. Yeah. And they haven't been on the
All
show in
right.
10 years. So there's
All
four
right.
teams that were
Makes sense.
eligible to be forced, and the Jets were one of them. And that's why they're tight.
And they
That's why they're real
that's why
mad.
they're okay. That makes sense.
The
That
Giant, you
that
know why
makes
the Giants won't be on Hard Knocks? Because they're actually a good football team.
they're a good team now. They are a good team now. Which is insane to
They
say.
made the
I will
playoffs, so
say
they can't even be forced.
that's true. I will say though, I'm very scared because that deadline's coming up for Saquon
And Williams.
and Quentin Williams. I think it's Josh Jacobs too.
Yeah, Jacobs won't take an extension
Yeah.
either.
I really don't know. Saquon has always been very public about he wants to stay here. He wants to be a Giant for life. Like he's basically the building piece of this
They won't give
team.
him the money.
They won't, and rightfully so. But they basically said like he's just gonna have like a sit down with his family and be like, "This is the Giants' final offer. What do we do?" Like
Do we think we can get more? I mean, how greedy do you have to be? You get offered like 12 million.
you say no.
I'm just like, I don't get it. you're at a position now in the NFL, which, to be
A
fair, is
dying position.
dying position. You're
Let's
you're not
be
going to get
honest
that money
here.
anywhere else.
Yeah,
I don't
no
know.
team's gonna get. I feel. I don't know. I'm scared. I'm
Hard
truly
nosed
scared.
football is not really a thing anymore.
No, it isn't. And
It's a
but like
college
still,
thing.
yeah, still though. And like let's all realize that Dalvin Cook has not been signed. We're like 2 weeks away from training
Yeah,
camp.
dude. I don't know where that's going to end up either.
Like
I'm trying to
that's
even think.
insane.
What
There's no
team?
way his career ends like this. Like there's no way.
If Miami picks him up, I'm going to lose it.
Miami could, but like
I would lose. You know how good they would be? That offense
they
with
would
so
be
many
good.
weapons. Because he
They
can
would be
receive
very
the ball
good.
too.
Yeah, fits perfectly in that scheme. I don't know why. I don't know how he hasn't been signed yet.
I
Then
know.
there's I don't know. Do you want to talk some college? I did do some research. I can.
I haven't really looked into anything. I know I saw the Clemson's like freshman training schedule. It's like it already started. It's like 6 a.m. wake up, 6:30
Oh yeah,
breakfast. It's like
Dabo's a fucking
crazy.
probably 3 o'clock prayer group.
It's nuts.
Do you remember that Dabo Sweeney quote from the Orange Bowl?
What?
I think I sent you this. They were talking about like NIL or some shit like that, and he was like, we built this program on NIL, but it's not the NIL that you all know of. We built this program on God's name, image, and likeness.
Oh God, dude. Oh,
And which led to, do you remember the Jimbo Fisher Nick Saban beef where like Saban basically was like, you bought your players, and then like it turned to like a whole big thing. Someone made like a fake Dabo quote and was like, NIL this, NIL that. Let me tell you a story about a man who was NAIL'd to a cross.
are you fucking kidding me,
That's serious. I have so
dude?
many freaking. I
These
have so
Southern
many.
schools are actually nuts, bro.
I have so
Like
many Dabo tweets saved in my phone. Oh, the play-in tournament. We have to talk about the play-in tournament. They revealed the play-in tournament. I completely forgot about
what
this.
for the NBA? Okay, first off, I hate this. So what is that when you get a playing spot?
No, did I say play-in tournament?
Yeah, the in-season tournament.
In-season tournament. I don't
Yeah,
know
you
why
get a
I'm
cup.
so.
I thought you got a cup. I was like, do you get a playing spot from that? I was like, I'm not aware of that. No,
No,
I
no,
hate
no.
this. I hate this thing.
I don't mind it. It's just that
Not for me. It makes no sense.
I don't like how it's
Seems
a.
super AAU.
It doesn't seem a. It sort of honestly it reminds me of like Champions League. Like it reminds me of the Champions. So for those who don't know, the NBA is having an in-season tournament, and I don't. My only flaw of it is that it's East-West. We already have an East versus West finals every year. Why not just throw all 30 teams into a pot, divide them all up, and see what happens? Like,
I just don't get it because with Champions League, you're getting teams that would never play each other, or not never play each other, but
yeah,
they're not in the same league. You're playing across the world pretty much, and
hmm
like that's a lot. I feel like that's a lot cooler than me watching Charlotte win the first two games, and now they're in this tournament cup, and I just don't. No one cares because they're not going to make the playoffs. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like,
So here are
and
the
it,
group.
but it kind of and it also before you end anything, it also does you feel it takes anything away from NBA championship? Like now some
I
teams are
don't
going to be
think it
focused.
does.
Then this thing's meaningless. Then no one really
Yeah.
cares.
Well, I mean, like, if you win the play, I keep calling it the play-in tournament. If you win the in-season tournament, you get each player gets a $500,000 bonus.
Some of these guys are making like 48 million. So I guess.
know. Yeah, I guess, yeah. But here are the groups. The Eastern Conference Group A, the 76ers, the Cavs, Hawks, Pacers, and Pistons.
Oh my god! So pretty much the same thing I would see
Yeah.
every other week. Like why
Yes.
is it Matt? Why? I don't know.
Group B, the Bucks, the Knicks, the Heat, Wizards, and Hornets. And then Eastern Conference Group C, the Celtics, Raptors, Nets, Bulls, Magic.
It's just like a Tuesday night matchup I'd see every other week. It's really not a bit like this is kind
Which,
of just
ironically
stupid.
enough, so the group games will be in November on Tuesdays and Fridays.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's so
Yeah,
meaningless.
I know. Western Conference Group A, Grizzlies, Suns, Lakers, Jazz, Blazers. West Group B, Nuggets, Clippers, Pelicans, Mavericks, Rockets, and Group C, Kings, Warriors, Timberwolves, Thunder, Spurs. I mean, and basically the top team from each group from each of the six groups go on to Las Vegas for the tournament for like the actual tournament. Then there's a wild card team, so that means that this out of the three groups from each conference, the best team that came in second place, point wise or record wise, I don't fucking know. Basically, is a wild card team. They make the tournament, and then East versus West.
So
Uh,
one wild. How does that even work? Someone get a bye?
no, no one's gonna get. No, it's an 18. So wait, let me do my math right. It's an 8 team tournament. So I guess like the wild card team plays the best so like the best team in that conference, and then they and then the second best team and the third best team play each other, and then that's
Yeah,
the
but then when
that's,
why isn't it just 1 through 4?
I don't understand. I don't. So here's okay. So here's how it is. So the tournament will begin on November 3rd with group stage games running from November 3rd to November 28th. However, tournament games will take place exclusively on Tuesdays and Fridays. The quarterfinals will be played on Monday and Tuesday, December 4th through 5th on the higher seeds floor. Then the action moves to Las Vegas for the semifinals on December 7th, and then the championship on Saturday, December 9th. There are tiebreakers, so the six group winners and the two wildcard teams that advance to the knockout stages will be decided first on win-loss record. In the event that two teams are tied, either for a first place spot in the group or a wildcard spot, the league will use a series of tiebreakers. Head-to-head record in the group stage, point differential in the group stage, total points in the group stage, regular season record from last season, and random drawing if somehow there are two teams still tied after the first
Bro,
four options.
this is so
So
stupid.
I don't like it. I really don't like it.
It's gonna be
The
fun to
winning
gamble
team,
on, but like,
I know. The winning team will receive a new trophy called the NBA Cup, and on an individual level there will be an in-season tournament MVP and an all-tournament team. In addition, the league will establish a prize pool that will be allocated to teams that advance to the knockout stages. Players will earn more money the longer their team survives, with the title winners receiving the highest payout. The players on a team that loses in the quarterfinals will receive $50,000. Players on a team that loses in the semifinals, 100 grand. Players in the team that loses in the championship, 200 grand, and then the players on the team that win 500 grand. I don't like
I don't know.
this.
I
I'm
don't
not
like
a
it either.
fan.
I'm
I'm
not a
not a
fan either.
fan. I'm not a fan. I would like it. Like again, my two flaws of this are I don't like how it's East versus West because we already have the playoffs where the finals are East versus West. You might as well just throw every team in a pot, make them into a group, have
Yeah,
their like make it entertaining, make group play very entertaining.
make the Cavs play
Have
the Lakers to like start the
have a
thing,
group
like
have a group of death. Have like a death group because like
with
I'm,
all
I'm, I'm
NBA.
looking at I'm looking at these groups. There are no death groups.
Put a
Like
super group together. I want to see like
yeah,
put a crazy group together, like put the Nuggets, you know, the Celtics, the Bucks, the Lakers, the like a crazy group.
I also don't like how there's only the top team from each group advances. I think if they want to make this like long lasting, put the top two teams in each group.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but I get why they put the top group because then if it was the top two teams, then it'd be meaningless. But I really like the top. I don't like that, and I think they should do a redraw if they don't want to. If they want to stick with the East West, I think that they should redraw like the Champions League. After the group stage, they have the redraw. Or after
I
the round of 16, sorry, they have the redraw. Or right? No, or is it after the group stage?
I don't know. I forget.
Whatever. But I think a redraw makes it more entertaining. Like, there's nothing wrong with having like a super group because then one of the smaller teams is going to make a run and then everyone's going to root for them. Like,
I know.
it,
I
I
don't
get
get
that
it.
you're trying to like make it like I don't understand this one. I really don't.
I don't get
I
it
don't
either.
understand.
I don't understand the in season tournament, but
Yeah. Back to football. It just brought up. I was talking about oh my god, why am I hearing this? Aaron Boone's brother, Brett Boone, says he's heard some rumors on Aaron Judge and that he could be back right after the All-Star break, but he says that those rumors didn't come from his brother.
Dude, all right, what did you see this week, Stan? I don't even know what.
All right. I wanted to talk football, but I mean, I guess we'll talk college football next episode. What I saw is that crazy lady in the plane.
I didn't even see
Hilarious.
that. I didn't even see that.
Oh my god, she got like kicked off the plane, and she was like pointing at some guy and was like, "That motherfucker back there is not real." She was like on some shit.
Oh, freaking out.
Freaking out. She was like pointing at some guy like, "That motherfucker back there is not real."
That's so funny.
Yeah, and apparently that was hilarious. My next one I saw is the MSG Sphere in Vegas.
Oh my god, that thing's crazy.
That thing's like actually ridiculous. And my next what I saw is the Yankees adding patches to their jerseys.
Yeah, you weren't a fan of that.
I mean, it's now sports. Like the NBA did it. It's worked fine. I just don't. It's just weird seeing something like that on the pinstripes.
I know you're so old school. Like,
I know, and it's like it's modern. It's modern having a sponsorship on the jerseys, but it's just like it's not like. Doesn't the NHL have sponsorships on the jerseys too?
Yeah.
Or some do, some don't.
Yeah, they do on the helmets.
Yeah, on the helmets. Yeah, all right. Benjamin Moore, but we are signed with Star Insurance until 2031. And yes, I said we. Fuck you. Oh yeah, I said we. Trying to think of any. Hopefully, this means we get Ohtani. That's all I'm going to say. If this means we get Ohtani, then all is forgiven. Thank you, Star Insurance.
Thank you, Star Insurance.
Tim, what did you see?
I played a round of golf, and I swear to God, every putt I had lipped out, and I almost broke my putter after like hole 6 because it lipped out on every hole before that, and I was so angry. That's what I saw this week.
I also forgot to mention there will be a new Netflix documentary. Do you remember the Manti Te'o thing and the Aaron Hernandez thing?
Yeah. Are they
Same
commentating?
filmmakers. Untold. Johnny Football.
Damn. He's going to make some bread off that.
August 8th. If you think Texas A&M is going to like come out of this unscathed, no, they're not.
No, they're screwed.
Yeah, this documentary is going to screw them over.
Whatever. He's going to make bread off it. Johnny Football, baby.
Oh, yes. Redraft time. 2010, right?
Yes. NFL.
2010 NFL redraft. Tim, you get it started with your number 10.
Number 10, I'm going to take Geno Atkins. It's a little high, some people might argue. And there's a lot of big names in this draft, but I'm going to go Geno Atkins at 10. Or a little low, I'm sorry. A little low.
Okay.
I think some people might have him higher. I have him at 10.
My number 10, I'm going to go with Jason Pierre-Paul.
That's a good pick. He wasn't on my list. He was an honorable mention.
Okay. Let's see. You're number 9.
Dez Bryant, actually. I put Dez at 9.
He's on this draft?
He caught that ball. That's for damn sure.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He did not catch that ball. I don't think... I don't think he did not catch that ball.
He caught that ball, Stan.
Caught that ball. My number 9. I'm going to go with Cam Chancellor.
That's crazy. I have him at 8. Good pick, though.
Okay, I'm going to go with Cam Chancellor for that one. My number 8, we are going to go with... Number 8, we're going to go with Ndamukong Suh.
Good pick. Wasn't on my list. He was in my honorable mention. That's a good pick.
Okay.
7, I'm taking Eric Berry.
Number 7, I went with Geno Atkins.
That's fair. Yeah, that's kind of where I had some people had him. That's fair.
Yes.
6, give me Jimmy Graham. Give me Jimmy Graham at 6.
I don't have Jimmy Graham on here.
He's sorry. A workhorse. Give me Jimmy Graham at 6. I need that. That's
I was
nostalgia.
stuck at 9 between Cam Chancellor and Jimmy Graham, and I went with... I had
to take Jimmy.
My number 6, I'm going to go with another Legion of Boom player. I'm going to go with Earl Thomas.
I have Earl Thomas at 5.
All right. My number 5 is Eric Berry.
There we go. At 4, I'm gonna take Gerald McCoy.
My number 4 is also Gerald McCoy.
So then I think our 1, 2, 3 are probably the same. Give me Gronk at 3.
No.
So who's your 3?
No. Give me Trent Williams at 3.
Who's your 2 then?
Put that shit on. AB.
AB's my 2.
Number 1's Gronk.
Trent Williams is my number 1.
Gronk is the greatest tight end ever. I said it.
Trent Williams just had a longer career.
I know Trent Williams. I know he's an offensive lineman, but I cannot hesitate to put.
Hey, it's biased. I'll give it to you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, best tight end ever. I said it. I'll take that to the grave. I'm gonna get like attacked now.
I don't know. I agree with you. I'm not arguing.
There's so many good tight ends, and now like Kelsey's just like fucking putting up.
He's definitely
Putting up
still one.
insane
It's
numbers
him or
every
Tony
year.
Gonzalez.
Yeah, Tony Gonzalez definitely up there.
I am
Jimmy Graham had
Tony Gonzalez.
I honestly believe Jimmy Graham could have had the potential to be like one of the best tight ends ever if he like never left New Orleans.
I know. Should have just stayed.
Yeah. Damn.
Should have just stayed.
Wasted talent. He would have been insane. Fantasy legend in 2012. He
Dead
was
ass.
awesome.
I had him. He was a dog.
Dude, he was awesome.
Him and
I
Darren
can't wait.
Sproles.
I cannot wait for fantasy football.
Yeah.
am
I can't wait to
looking
lose
forward
again.
it.
I lose every year.
You lose every year. Oh yeah, you do. Lose
Not in
every year.
last,
You
but I
always,
just
like,
don't win.
you
I always like
always get like riddled with injuries.
riddled.
I feel
Like I'm just like, wow, my first 3 picks are done for the year, so that stinks.
Yeah. What happens with me is like I always have like a good team. Like we have my dad's side of the family. We have this like very like competitive fantasy football league, like big money, all that. Every year I make the playoffs, I am like the Bill Belichick of like. It's just that I always get like a high pick. I like last year. Every year I have like no running backs, either
Dude.
because they get hurt or there's just too talented of a wide receiver on the board. And I'm just like, okay, I have to take him. Like this past year, I think I took Justin Jefferson, but I could be wrong. But
That's a great pick, though.
I know it was a great pick, but it ended up costing me because I was like, I'm trying to like find who I had in this league. I'm like blanking. I know my quarterback was Herbert. I'm never drafting him again. Sorry,
Dude. Yeah, I agree. I had him in that league too. I did not like him.
That was like my second straight year having him. I was just like,
I just need to figure. Like, I need to have a good team this year. I always like swing and miss on some rookie, and I'm just like, that's not
you
gonna
know who
work.
you aren't going to swing and miss on?
Who?
Bijan Robinson.
Yeah, you would think. I said I wasn't gonna swing and miss on what's his face on KC, and I was horribly wrong about that. CEH.
Edwards-Helaire. Yeah. I feel like who's even like the top running back? Is it still going to be Derrick Henry?
Bro, always is, bro. He gets so many.
Well, last year was Jonathan Taylor, and he had a fucking terrible year.
But he gets so many touches. It of course is going to be him.
I'm trying to like find like fantasy football rankings. Draft guide ranking. Here we go. 12 team PPR running back rankings PPR. Let's see. Oh yeah, McCaffrey. Fuck. McCaffrey, Eckler, Barkley, Taylor, Bijan Robinson, Jacobs, Derrick Henry, Tony Pollard, Nick Chubb, Travis Etienne round out the top 10.
Dude, I drafted ETN. Dude, ETN blew me, bro.
ETN's a sleeper. ETN's a bit. Oh.
You think I'm drafting him again?
I mean, I would. The Jaguars are fucking.
I don't know.
Insane.
I'm not drafting him again. Fuck that.
I don't know. I would so get him. I love Kenneth Walker. Brees Hall's due for a bounce back year.
He might be slow though. He's coming off an injury.
Yeah, I might wait on Jahmyr Gibbs, only because they also have David Montgomery, and I feel like they're gonna like do what
throw
they
the
did
ball
with,
a ton.
Yeah, they're gonna throw the ball.
I think he might
a
have
lot.
a huge year.
Jahmyr Gibbs.
No, what's his face?
Montgomery?
No, oh my God, hold on. Justin Fields.
Oh yeah, no, David Montgomery's on the Lions.
Oh, then I'm not. Forget what I'm talking about.
David Montgomery's on the Lions now. I'm shocked that Pacheco's this low. I feel like he would be pretty good, don't you think?
I don't know. It's all a guess.
It's too early. I mean, this is the living breathing personification of the dog days of summer.
Yeah,
we're talking about fantasy football right now.
We can't talk about it
This
right now.
is
There's gonna be
like,
an injury in Hard Knocks that I don't want to watch. So
yeah,
let's just
real time.
yeah.
Yep. Taking
Yep.
that picture. Oh, you seem like nice reflection. There we go.
Put the
Yeah,
caddy
but
hat on.
I'm just way too excited for football. Way too
Yeah,
excited. I
we'll
need
get
it.
there.
I need it like I need air. To be perfectly honest, I just need it. All right,
We'll get there.
that's gonna wrap it up. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube and like this video on YouTube. Our whole
Yes.
episode on YouTube. Be
Finally.
sure to follow us and rate us on Spotify.
5 stars.
5 stars only. And we will see you guys next week for episode 103. Peace out, guys.
Peace.